Hello, everybody. I'm Vivian from vivianmcgrath.com. And today I'm going to be talking about rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic and why it is pointless doing that with your life. You know, does this sound like you? You found the courage to leave a toxic relationship, and for a while you felt great. You felt free and strong. You vowed to stop dating as you've got, you're smart enough to know that you need to work on yourself first, and that chances are you'll date another toxic person. So maybe you should put the brakes on dating for a while you try to heal yourself, because this was not the first time you had a toxic or abusive partner and felt really alone in a one-side relationship. And deep down, and feared that it won't be the last, because there's been one toxic relationship after another and years of pain. Sorry, I'm just going to have a drink. And because, what's happened is that every time you've opened your heart out to somebody in your soul, they've just taken advantage of you, and you've given everything and they've given nothing in return. And it's soul destroying, time after time after time. And it's no wonder that you get to the point where you wonder, what's wrong with me? Because you've had years of therapy and you just can't understand why you're still repeating the same pattern over and over again. If you could just fix why and how you keep doing this, then maybe your life will change. That's what you're thinking, right? But my guess is you've tried everything already and nothing has worked so far. Certainly years of therapy haven't. Reading books, going on YouTube, all sorts of other ways haven't. And what's happening is resentment starts to build up inside. So does guilt and shame. And you just start to feel trapped, like you're stuck, as though your life is going to always be this way. You've gone round and round and round and round. You've tried absolutely everything to fix it. Nothing has worked. And here you are, and you're stuck. And for a while, it felt great when you left. You felt strong, but then suddenly you're at a point where you're feeling really lonely and needing someone to love, because you've got a love to give. And every day now you pray that tomorrow will be better than the day before. And you might be even wondering, how did I even get here? That's why, the reason why is because most of us go about life the wrong way. We don't even realize it, but we're actually going about life completely the opposite and wrong way. Have you ever thought, I'll ask you this, how can I control this? How can I change this? Why can't I fix them? What if I tried this or that? Would that have made the relationship work? What if this happens? What if that happens? Why does this bad stuff keep happening to me? Hands up if any of you have felt like that, because that is what I hear all the time. And if that's you, and if you feel helpless and like your life is out of control, but you have no idea why, it's most likely that you are trying to control what you can't control, or to fix or change someone or something that's out of your power to do so. And what happens then is your moods and behavior are at the mercy of circumstances and other people around you. So no wonder you feel helpless. And you know what? Subconsciously, this behavior is driven by you. You might not even know that she's there or he's there. It's driven by the emotional child inside of you reacting to the outside world. I'll say that again because I just had a drink. Subconsciously, this is because you are reacting from the emotional little child inside you rather than choosing how you wish to respond to the world. Respond, not react. How you wish to respond. And when you are able to do that, you are making the best decisions that serve you. Easy to say, I know, very, very hard to do. But this is why I see so many people who are still struggling and don't know why. They have no idea. They're reacting to the world emotionally and not choosing how they respond as a fully aligned adult. And when these subconscious, emotionally reactive patterns of behavior happen over time, it becomes your truth and is your new normal. For example, being in love equates to being in pain. That's the way it's been. That's the way it will always be. And that is your reality. Being in love means being in pain. And when all those old childhood tapes play in you, saying exactly things like that, being in love means being in pain, and that's my reality, that's my truth, you start to turn to all the old ways of doing things. And you do that because that's what's in your comfort zone and feels familiar to you, to try to fix things and feel more in control, because that's what you're desperately looking for, to try and control things, even if it hurts you. Does that make sense? You turn to all the old ways of doing things that are in your comfort zone, that are familiar to you, even if those old ways of doing things hurt you. Things like people pleasing, to stay off the eggshells, fooling yourself into thinking things maybe they're not so bad and that you alone can fix it. It's good, I'm okay, it's not as bad as I thought. Fooling yourself that. Going back to relationships that hurt you over and over again. Doing more, trying harder, loving them more to make it work. Dating too soon to try and find a replacement. And yep, you know what's going to happen there. You just get hurt all over again. Or you swear off dating for fear that you'll make the same mistake. So you think, I'll never date again. And that hurts you because you end up lonely. You try self-help books, therapy, years of therapy, talking to friends who say they understand but really don't. And trust me, eventually are going to get absolutely sick of you telling them about it, suppressing your emotions, isolating yourself, and looking on YouTube for answers. I'm exhausted just saying this. Sorry, I've got a really bad throat today. I'm absolutely exhausted just saying this. Let me say them all again. This is all the things that you go and do. You people please, to stay off eggshells. You fool yourself into thinking things aren't that bad and that you can fix it. You've got it. It's okay. You go back to relationships that hurt you. Or you swear off dating because you don't trust yourself or your judgment anymore. You do more, try hard, love everybody more, put everybody first above yourself. You date too soon because you're looking for a replacement to make yourself feel better. But yeah, that replacement's always going to be the one that hurts you again because you have a history of repeating toxic relationships. Or you just keep trying those self-help books, meditating, affirmations, talking to friends who don't understand and are really sick of hearing you saying it and going on and on and on and on about your problems. So you might then shut down, go numb, suppress everything, isolating yourself, losing yourself. You don't know who you are anymore, and looking on YouTube for answers endlessly. You see what I mean? It's exhausting, absolutely exhausting. And the problem with this, trust me, the problem with this is it's like rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. You're trying to control everything that's uncontrollable. You're trying to do everything, throw spaghetti against the wall, trying to fix the fact that you keep repeating these toxic relationships and getting hurt over and over again. But they're not going to save you. You're going to keep drowning while you exhaust yourself doing all of those things the old way. You'll go back to the same old patterns of trying to do more, try harder, love more, prove more, numb yourself more until you lose yourself completely and are left an exhausted shell of who you once were. You might be there now. You might be feeling exactly like that right now, having done all that for so many times, so many years. And then you're left vulnerable, lonely, scared, needing to be loved because you feel like a failure, you feel lost. And when you're in that space, you're not only going to attract, but you will be attracted to the same old toxic type of person, and that abusive cycle will start all over again. Do you know that feeling? If that's what you're doing now, it's not working, is it? You're exhausted, right? And you might even get some sort of emotional payoff as you slide into a victim state, that poor me victim state. Because sometimes it can feel good, feeling sorry for yourself and thinking, poor me, why does this always happen to me? And everyone feels sorry for you and rallies around you if you've got any friends who aren't sick of hearing it. Believe me, this spiral will only get worse. You'll go further and further downward, and the abusive patterns will become ever more normalized to you. They will be cemented as your reality, your comfort zone, what you're used to. And I'm sure, absolutely sure, that's not what you're going to want. I know that. But there is a better way, and it's much less exhausting. I hope you want to hear it because it is so much less exhausting. Trust me. In fact, it's the opposite. And it takes a much simpler approach than doing all those old ways of trying to fix your life when all of those have not worked for you so far. Right, are you ready? The new way is to tap into the power within you that's been inside you all along. All you have to do is heal yourself. That's so much simpler, right? This is all it takes. Let go of everyone and everything else and focus on you. Identify the hidden child inside and the self-limiting beliefs and behaviors that hurt you. Discover where they come from. Recognize your internal script and the impact it is having on your life, and then rewrite your story and find the self-confidence and self-love to make the right choices. I'll say it again. It's simple. Focus on you. Identify self-limiting beliefs. Discover where they came from. Recognize your internal script and rewrite your story. Best of all, in this new way, you can tap into the power within you to be who you were born to be and create the life that you absolutely dream of. And this is exactly what one of my clients did after spending years trying to trying all those old ways that I described to fix her life and failing. And I'm really excited because Terry has agreed to do a live video and Q&A with me quite soon. So do look out for that, because trust me, she'd been trying all those old ways that I described for years and failing. She came to me broken and tired of her life. She'd suffered literally a lifetime of toxic relationships, and she was so sick of always giving to others who just took from her emotionally, physically, spiritually, and financially. So I gave her the tools to look inside herself and see why she was a martyr and a doormat to men who took advantage of her but never loved or nurtured her the way she deserved to be. And guess what happened? Terry took her power back, and she'll never let anyone in her life now who doesn't enhance it, lift her up, support her, and who she chooses is worthy of her, not the other way around. And you know what? She did this in months, not years. Even she was amazed. She said to me, I cannot believe how you changed my life in literally 2 months. She's actually also now dating, and she's dating on her terms, and she's not rushing into love. She is dating from a place of absolute certainty and confidence. And I'm really proud of you, Terry. I know you're in this group, so I'm sure you might watch this. I am so proud of you, and I can't wait to do our live together. Terry has recovered from toxic relationships. She's fallen back in love with her life. And there is no way I can tell you that Terry is ever going to ever settle for less than she deserves again. I know that. And I'm really, 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 really proud of her for that. So if you want to keep going around about it all the old ways, rearranging the Titanic deck chairs, and you know it's not going to work for you because you're going to end up rearranging those deck chairs for years and wondering why it's still not working, go ahead. You're really welcome to. Honestly, I can't help anyone until they're ready to be helped themselves. I really wish you all the luck with that, but you know what? You've tried it already, and you've proved to yourself it doesn't work. The difference with this simpler approach is that it cuts through to the root cause of all your problems. It doesn't just tap into the symptoms and cover them with a Band-Aid that you know is only going to get ripped off later and hurt you all over again. Because I want to show you how to break the cycle and stop wasting any more years in denial, going round and round and round in circles, thinking that you've got this, you can fix it, when you've already proved you can't. I want to get you to a place where you get out of that denial and you choose the life that you really want to live instead. Doesn't that sound far more exciting? It does to me. Far less exhausting anyway. Definitely far more exciting. I mean, I can ask Terry that. She would absolutely say, my life is fantastic now. It's chalk and cheese to the stress and the worry and the fear I had before. So I'm going to ask you this. Are you sick and tired of being stuck in the same old patterns that still hurt you? Are you still rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic? Are you still looking on YouTube for your answers, talking to friends who are starting to get tired of fixing it, trying to do more, love more, prove more, trying therapy, years of it, self-help books? Are you trying all those things? Swearing off dating too soon. You know what I'm talking about, I'm sure. Let me know in the comments below if this is something that you've been doing for years and it hasn't worked so far. And I'm going to ask you this. Are you ready to stop fooling yourself that you alone can fix it this way when you've already tried and failed to do so? If so, and only if so, then book a call with me. There is a far simpler way. But as I said, it's up to you. I'm not here to convince anyone to get out of suffering and get out of a cycle of toxic relationships. I'm not here to convince you to stop going around in circles, trying all those old ways to fix your life when you've tried for decades and it hasn't helped you. I can only take your hand and show you the simpler approach when you're ready to make that choice to do so. There's a really big difference. So if you're sick of it and you're going to, be honest with yourself that actually pretending your problems aren't as bad as they are, going into to denial to protect yourself, trying to just do everything you can that hasn't worked so far, but you keep convincing it that maybe one day it will work. If you're sick of that, then do give me a call. If I will put the link, if you're in my Facebook group, Love You and Choose the Life You Want, I'll put the link to do so at the bottom of this in the description. If you are on YouTube or my Facebook page, then just go to vivianmcgrath.com, which is at the bottom of my video here. And you can also find my webinar there, my free webinar, How to Recover from Toxic Relationships, Fall Back in Love with Your Life, and Never Settle for Less Than You Deserve Again, which I've just touched on that today. But actually, there's a huge amount more. If you found this video helpful, there's a huge amount more. In there, I reveal the 5 mind shifts that you need to make. Those ones that I outlined quickly in detail. You'll find out a lot more about those in that webinar. So find that on vivianmcgrath.com. And if that resonates with you, do book a call with me, because let's stop rearranging the Titanic chairs on the deck. Let's stop rearranging the deck chairs on the Titanic and stop drowning. It's time to actually break those patterns and change your life, because you deserve better. All right, thanks for being here with me. I'm sorry I was coughing a bit and I've got my water. As I said in another video, I live in Hong Kong and we're so used to humidity, 99% humidity, that when winter comes, which we've just had a whole season of, our throats get so dry that it's like you try and talk and it's really painful. And so I have to sort of cough and keep drinking water. Anyway, that's why. So apologies for that. I hope you were able to get value out of this video anyway. And I'll see you in my next video. Book a call with me. Write down in the comments below if this sounds like you. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye for now.